Can you see my screen now?
Yes, Namrata.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah. And
Okay.
I have started recording the session, so you can go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. So good morning, everyone. So today we are starting our panel discussion session. So we are celebrating women in engineering. And this panel discussion is hosted by IEEE Women in Engineering Miami section and co-hosted by IEEE Young Professionals. So let us first introduce a little bit about ourselves. So IEEE Women in Engineering is a global network of IEEE members and volunteers dedicated to promoting women engineers and scientists. So we have broader goals and objectives, and our mission and vision is to facilitate the recruitment and retention of women in technical disciplines globally. And IEEE, we pledges to work towards gender diversified panels at all IEEE meetings, conferences, and events, including our own. So this is our social media. So you can follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So everyone, you can take a screenshot here, and this is our official website. Okay. All right. And so this is our ExCom members. We encouraged students to join us as volunteers. So if you want to become volunteer, you can email us. Or if you want to become board members, ExCom members, then you can email us as well. So you can just take a screenshot of this slide as well. You can contact us in any time. So this event is also co-hosted by IEEE Young Professionals Miami section, and IEEE Young Professional is also a global network of IEEE members and volunteers who have recently completed their first professional degree within last 15 years. And this Miami section, IEEE's Young Professionals group, we have a mission to facilitate a global community of enthusiastic, dynamic, and innovative young professionals engaged for the benefit of humanity. And our mission is to inspire, energize, empower, and engage young professionals to envision and realize their dreams. So, yeah, you can. This is our young professionals member from Miami section. And also, again, if you want to join us, you can email us. We highly encourage volunteers. And this is our social media. You can follow us Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. So we are very excited to have our respected speaker, Dr. Celia Shahnaz and Dr. Jivika. Thank you so much for joining us. So we will start with Dr. Jivika. So let me introduce you with everyone with her. So Dr. Jivika is a principal engineer working on high-speed microprocessor at Oracle. She has received her bachelor's in computer science and engineering from ISPJEE Havana, Cuba, and her master's and PhD in electrical and computer engineering from University of Toronto, Canada. So she is an IEEE senior member and steering committee member of IEEE Future Directions. She has a book about her journey for IEEE Women in Engineering to inspire others to follow the STEM careers. So I will just give her the floor to start the today's discussion.
Sure. So let me share my screen first.
Yes, sure.
Share screen. Do it this one. Okay. Okay. You can see my screen, is it?
Yes.
Good. All right. Thank you. So hello, everyone. First of all, many thanks to Hasanta and the IEEE Miami section for the invitation, because a couple of weeks ago, she sent me an invitation and I said, okay, I would like to share my thoughts on this special day. So now about my presentation, just imagine having both the passion to make a difference in this world and the technical knowledge to achieve it. To me, that's exactly what engineering is all about. I believe you already received a copy of my ebook that was published by IEEE USA. I don't know, Namrata, did you distribute it to the attendees or not
Yes,
yet?
we received the book.
Okay, good. Thank you. So in that book, you can read details about my engineering journey and some of the things that shaped me to make a difference in this world as an engineer, where I'm continuously finding personal and professional fulfillment through empowerment and inspiration to shape my own future as well as the lives of others. So the IEEE editors who published this book named it My Three Journeys because of the diverse journeys I have taken from Sri Lanka to Cuba, then to Canada, and finally to Silicon Valley, where I have been living and working since 1999. So in Sri Lanka, it's customary for the parents to ask a fortune teller to predict the future of newborn babies. So I was predicted to be a nurse one day. So you can think about the quality of the fortune tellers. But I grew up, of course, loving math. I enjoyed expressing ideas and emotions through art. And I also had the unique ability to look at prepared dishes and figure out all the ingredients that went into it, as well as how the dish was made without looking at the recipe. Many times I ended up with dishes that were completely different from the original dish, and sometimes even inedible. But through this cooking, I learned to eliminate my fear with experimenting and my fear of thinking outside the box. Also during middle school years, I received the highest marks in my class for a subject called catering, which was an elective I really enjoyed taking. Then my father safely predicted that I could be a very good restaurant chef after high school. But I knew I wanted to be an engineer, and not just any engineer, a computer engineer. Why? Because I knew that I had all the right skills to be one of them. After all, I love math and I'm artistic, and of course, I love to experiment with food. So armed with these three very typical engineering skills, I started to pursue my dream. I also started wondering about things like why the butterflies in Sri Lanka go all the way to die at a mountain called Adams Peak. Is quantum physics and quantum entanglement involved? Also, my fascination with autonomous vehicles started as a child. Looking at these beautiful beaches closer to my childhood home, I even envisioned myself being driven in a comfy bed along these beaches. Now note that this comfy bed did not have a driver nor a steering wheel. So this could be very well an early version of a driverless comfy bed that we all could enjoy one day. So apart from all these skills and growing up, I had a very caring person as my mom. She had a golden heart and lived by the saying, like happiness is only real when shared. She taught us the importance of having a positive attitude, being non-judgmental, being responsible, to do what we say or promised. And when we say it, the value of going above and beyond to solve a problem. making an effort to stay engaged with others, and most importantly, to treat everyone with respect and dignity. She basically taught me how to live life to the fullest. So after high school in Sri Lanka, when I received a scholarship to study computer science and engineering in Cuba, I was excited and ready. But this scholarship required me to study Spanish during my first year, as the language of instruction was Spanish. So very excited about this opportunity, I started preparing for the next chapter in my life, far, far away from Sri Lanka. And in Cuba, I enjoyed meeting with some of the 20,000 international students from all parts of the world studying in various Cuban universities. I also enjoyed learning about their cultures, learning about their religions, about their languages, and of course, their unique stories. We were all very grateful to have received this scholarship because the housing was free, the food was free, medicine was free, education was free, and on top of all that, we also received pocket money for extra expenses. So living in Cuba also taught me the valuable lesson of not judging people by their race, nationality, or gender. So 6 years went by quickly. I'm now fluent in 3 languages. I have a deep appreciation of Cuba and its people. Also, that experience opened my mind to view things and people without prejudging. After Cuba, I enrolled at University of Toronto to do my master's and PhD. That brought a new set of learning challenges and excitements. As a thesis supervisor, I had a tough but a fair professor who helped improve my writing skills. He's the one who taught me how important it is to write a good introduction when you write in papers, reports, theses, etc. Because many times people don't have much time to read the rest. If you introduce it, if your introduction is captivating and great, people will simply get attracted to read the rest. Sometimes I had to rewrite my work several times, but it helped me develop strong writing skills, which has benefited my career. So for my research, the initial phase was on Flash EPROM. After I had read many publications about the existing research and the simulated data I had, I realized my conclusions were much like those of other researchers. I felt I was kind of reinventing the wheel with my thesis topic because nothing new was involved. Clearly, I needed to step back and rethink my research focus. For example, what if I change A, B, or a combination of them to get C? What could I do to improve the flash memory cell? So I went back to start from the basics and came up with a very simple, faster way to program flash memory cells using lower voltages than the existing ones. It was like inventing a new and an easier recipe for a dish that already existed. So University of Toronto Innovation Foundation ended up applying for a US patent. And it was actually a big deal to apply for a patent as a master's student. And it all happened because I went back to basics, So I'm telling that because all of you are studying, doing your research work as well. So during my graduate studies, I also got married, and both of us believed that getting married is not an achievement. So we had a very simple ceremony, and for us, staying together for over 10 years is a reason to celebrate. So soon we will be celebrating about 32 years of being together, and it has already really been an exciting journey. So if you're thinking of getting married, don't spend too much money on weddings. So thanks to all the guidance I received, I managed to finish my PhD in about 3 years, even after having a baby during the last year of my studies. Then we moved to Silicon Valley at the height of the dot-com boom, and the job offers were filled with perks. I accepted a job offer from Actel Corporation to expand and grow as an engineer. And work-life balance was very important to me as we already had a baby with us. I have also been able to produce more patentable inventions through the years. Looks like I find answers to my technical or engineering problems while tending my succulent garden, because interacting with nature somehow makes me feel relaxed and calm and allows me to develop creative solutions. So gardening is a really good thing to have as a passion if you are really down with if you're stressed out, or if you're looking for answers. Now, to give you some examples of two more people who shaped my engineering journey. First one is Pankaj, who was my senior director at Sun Microsystems. Once he asked me to coordinate a high-level meeting because the guy who was doing it was gone on vacation. So I said, okay, but I also said, I don't know if I could do it as well as the other guy. So he looked at me with a serious face and quietly asked me, why not? I was kind of in shock because no one had ever asked me this at a professional setting. These two words really made me think, yes, Jivika, why not? So ever since these two words were introduced to me, I have been constantly pushing me to take advantage of. So basically those two words, why not? Two simple words. They have been constantly pushing me to take advantage of new opportunities and also for me to step out of my comfort zone. So anytime you have challenges or something, just ask yourself, why not? It's very powerful, you can see. Then Neeta Patel, I'm sure many of you know her, whom I met through IEEE. She invited me to write my engineering journey for IEEE. First, I thought, why me? But then I said, why not? And published my engineering journey to inspire more girls to follow STEM. And she also took a chance on me and asked me to take her place at the IEEE Technology Time Machine, Women Making the Future panel. I said, when she asked me, of course, now I was ready. I said, why not? Despite that panel had high-level women like the CIO of Qualcomm and VP of AT&T. So I always ask, so I would always encourage all of you to ask why not whenever you have a new opportunity or a challenge. So a couple of years ago, I was also invited to be a stand-up comedian, at one of the IEEE meetings we had in Boston. So I enjoyed telling my story as we call it a stand-up engineering comedian. So it was this, the event was IEEE Enlightening event, and it was at Laugh Boston in Massachusetts. So here, most importantly, I felt courageous enough to get up in front of a large group of professionals and strangers to admit and to confess to being human while being an engineer. And I must confess that I had the most fabulous 15 minutes of my life as a speaker. So as you can see, I'm basically doing everything today because someone taught me how to live life to the fullest. Someone asked me why not. Someone inspired me to make a difference in this world and to step out of my comfort zone. And someone believed and took a chance on me. So as final thoughts, I would say that you can be inspired and empowered by the young, the old, the professionals and non-professionals. You can explore basics to find new discoveries. You can ask why not when faced with opportunities. You can find ways to live life to the fullest. There's always, always someone who believes in you and will take a chance on you. Thank you. I think that's
Thank you so much, Dr. Jivika. I'm already inspired. So let's move to our second speaker, Dr. Celia Shahnaz. So with everyone, let me introduce with Dr. Celia. So she is a professor at the Department of BUET, Bangladesh, and she received her PhD degree from Concordia University, Canada. She is a senior member of IEEE and a fellow of IEB. Dr. Shehnaz has been elected as 2022 IEEE Women in Engineering Committee Chair-elect, and she will serve as the 2023 to 2024 IEEE WE Committee Chair. She has been appointed as the member IEEE New Initiative Committee Chair and IEEE SPS Women in Signal Processing liaison between IEEE SPS and IEEE WE. She has countless publications and journals conference, and I'm now giving floor to Dr. Celia Shahnaz to share her experience.
Thank you, Namrata, for a humble introduction. I'm really happy and glad to listen to Jivika Ranavira. She has told that she came from my close neighborhood, Sri Lanka, and the country whom I admire more because of those people's really aspiring tendency. So it's a great honor to, I like to thank IEEE Miami section for this wonderful effort to celebrate International Women in Engineering Day. Let me share my screen very quickly. So hope you can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much. You know, I would like to take this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to every member in Miami section who directly or indirectly supported me for my successful election as 2022 IEEE Women in Engineering Chair-elect. And I will be chairing Global Women in Engineering for 2023-2024. You know, since the inception of 1993, this election is so historical. This is for the first time WA Chair-elect has been elected by the global WA membership of the whole world. It's a really, the phenomena is historical, and most important, I have been elected from a country that gives hope to every IEEE member in the world, that no matter what, if you have a passion, if you have accomplishment, no matter where you are, you can lead the smart world. So I will be focusing on research and innovation meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. You know, I would like to say congratulations to IEEE Women in Engineering for the good practices of sharing this news all over the world through their website, newsletter, and Facebook page, and all possible media. This good practice we really need to practice among women to sharing the good news to our colleagues, and that sometimes we are lacking. It's a kind of celebration of the women's contribution. And you may know about IEEE Women in Engineering world-class, award-winning magazine. And recently in the June IEEE WA magazine, my interview has been published in 2022 IEEE WA Committee Chair-elect. I request all of you to have a time to read this article so that you can reach out to me to let me know how I can help you. I like to thank this silent volunteer who has designed this poster as a sample of recognition that we have to say thank you to everyone. Because for this poster, our poster designers sometimes remain silent, but we have to bring out and promote these silent heroes because they are our future leaders. I request you to visit my website, www.celiashahnaz.com, to know about me and to reach out to me how we can have more collaboration. This COVID was a problem, was a disaster for many of us, but it came out to me as a power of knowledge dissemination and connection. That's why I'm here today. I'm giving a talk to Miami section. So I have been in research and innovation for 21 years. I never forget. I became part of IEEE, which is the largest technical and professional organization in the world. Technical achievement is one of my important criteria of really promoting and judging myself and others, which is very important. And most important, I request every woman to be part of one of the technical societies, because I'm founder of 4 technical society chapter in Bangladesh. Not only the founder of Women in Engineering, I was the first female chair of IEEE Bangladesh section in its 25 years history. And I would like to tell you that IEEE History Committee, as a first Bangladesh, I'm working here. I'm working with IEEE Milestone. There is not a single IEEE milestone behind which a woman scientist is engaged. I'm working on that. That will be a historical thing for us. And in Miami section, I request you look for such contribution where you can find a women scientist is behind it, and reach out to me if you need to propose an IEEE milestone. And about IEEE new initiative committee, if you want to submit any proposal, if you need any suggestion, please let me know. And I also work in IEEE educational activity for faculty resource committee. Look for it and prepare the young professionals who are aspiring faculty members. And I got the opportunity to be chair of IEEE Global Signal Processing, Women in Signal Processing. Sometimes you can see in the IEEE Global Women in Engineering website the news of our different panels in the Signal Processing Society. Anyway, and I also served as Power and Energy Society Region 10 Women in Power representative. And most important, I served in WA Senior Member Elevation Drive. Many of our women has 10 years of experience, but they don't know how to apply for senior membership. That's very important. If you are not a senior member, you will not be a fellow of IEEE. As a woman, we want more women in engineering member as senior members, fellows of IEEE, and also general chairs, committee chairs, technical program chairs, session chair, distinguished lecturers. So we need to promote each other. This is very, very important. This picture shows that I love networking and I like to be innovative in every step. This was the Power and Energy Society Day celebration in 2018. That's the inception year. And that's the other is Women in Engineering Day during IEEE Day. Both the cases, I led a human chain, and that became that people started follow all over the world. So for the young generation, I always tell you, not only innovative in research, become innovative in every step. In the left side corner represents the Women in Engineering, Young Professional IEEE side, and other technical societies where I involved through my research, like Signal Processing, Robotics, Industrial Applications Society, Engineering, Medicine, Biology, Power and Energy Society, Computer Society, Computational Intelligence Society, like this. And one of the important things that my maternal grandfather was a lawyer, but in Kolkata 60 years back, but I never forget that I belong to a country. After I was a Canadian Commonwealth scholar, and after my PhD, I returned to a country where there are a lot of underprivileged community. So my every step, every research, and every activity is related to one of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, like sustainable cities, communities, and quality education, affordable clean energy. This is my appeal to all of you. I fervently and humbly request you to visit my Google Scholar citation. Then you will understand how sitting in Bangladesh, having low resources of funding, low computational facility, because I work in AI, deep learning, machine learning, and I need computational facility, and less number of PhD students, because I serve in the highest ranked engineering university in the country, that is Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology, and majority of our students are going to MIT, Stanford, Berkeley, Princeton. That means we have scarcity of PhD students. Despite those limitations, still we are working hard. And how And I dedicate my research to my hardworking students, and because of them, my citations is more than 1,800, and we have a long way to go. But if we collaborate between you, the people who are doing research in USA, Canada, and Bangladesh, then we can really have a boost up of research, can support each other. And from Power and Energy Society, a news is always sent to you. I request you to go to Power Energy Women in Power website and become a member if you are interested. But we need to know what are the factors controlling the future trends in PS: energy storage and integration of renewables, distributed generation and hybrid model of grid, data-driven technology, and cybersecurity. I work in the third area. I apply deep learning for power disturbance classification and others. And for research, we do not need to do the rocket science. I told my students that propose an automatic hand sanitizer during COVID-19. Start with that. This is a sample. And as AI, I want to tell what are the examples, how we can do the sustainable cities and communities, because AI used in home automation, lighting control, office automation, remote maintenance, security and surveillance, digital media center, car parking system. One of my female students who work in one of the largest power generation organization, Bangladesh Power Development Board, he did my master's, and the topic was, in 2014, topic was machine learning approach for power disturbance classification. Remember, the year was 2014, and the result is she got opportunity to do PhD in one of the famous power electronics lab, Freedom Lab, in North Carolina State University. And next, she got employment in ABB. So how a good emerging topic in a time when nobody is doing, then if you take challenge to do it, then what will happen? Your life will be reshaped. I'm proud of my students that she got the opportunity because of that research, which I never got in my life, and nobody has also told me. So since I didn't get, I feel fierce commitment to tell it to others whenever I get an opportunity. Just an example, in our subcontinent, solar panel, you want to move the tilt angle, you don't want to move it manually. Yeah, I can do it. And if you want to monitor the solar panel, you don't want to do it by eyes or by walking. AI can do it. This is a layman term. If you want to choose the site of the solar panel, AI can do it. If you want to store energy and select which part of the day you will use grid and which part you will use that solar, AI can do it. And if you can store also. Look at IBM. They are using cloud camera for solar forecasting technology. Our universities can use those rooftops if there is no place. And also I visited to a naval workshop because my responsibility as a consultant was to design electrical workshop. I went there in Bangladesh and found that it is a huge crane, and the crane was not originally designed to take power from the grid, because the grid is in uninterrupted power supply. It's not possible always, and it was manually controlled. But you see, this can be solar controlled and it can be AI controlled. And if you want to monitor, inspect solar panel and windmill, we can have 46% reduction in cost and 75% reduction in man hours and turbine downtime. And you want to charge those solar panels through the grid. Grid was not designed by that. Who will do it? A robot can do it. But who will tell the robot to support the to charge the solar panel? It is AI. This is one of our research in biomedical tuberculosis detection automatically by deep neural network, and our work is published in IEEE Access. We are also working for pneumonia detection using AI, and COVID has really sent 2 years back our students to the village home with no connectivity. Still, I really inspired them to remain connected. They collected data from X-ray, CT, and ultrasound. Ultimately, they designed a new deep neural network that was able to detect COVID-19 automatically from multimodal images, and they were able to tell which is normal, which is from COVID, which is from pneumonia. ultimately they have published the IEEE Transactions in Artificial Intelligence. I request the young students to read this paper to at least see that how to write a transaction paper that will really give a facility to secure PhD admission in good schools. And musculoskeletal radiographs to find the abnormality, and my students have developed this capsule network. Why? Because 1.7 billion people are suffering from it. We want to remove suffering of people by technology. That is also published in IEEE Access. And I request you to participate in World Class competition. This is a competition in a signal processing flagship, distortion classification and laparoscopic videos. My student team was ranked 3rd in accuracy, ranked 1st in the timing. I'm an advocate woman, since my childhood, and our women are suffering from skin cancer, but they feel shy to do it. This deep neural network can be applied to detect the skin cancer automatically. You want to estimate blood glucose, but it is invasive. We want to propose, and we've already proposed, and this device for non-invasive blood glucose estimation that is portable and wearable. Similarly, for jaundice detection, quantification, to replace the invasive techniques, we propose non-invasive scar image processing. And this is a wrist card for healthcare in the people in the slum who has no ability. And this is for remote digital stethoscope for elderly people to check their health. And I'm also very much passionate about working for the disabled people. This is a wheelchair. Just look at it, more than $2,000 US. Our people cannot afford it. So we have boiled down it to $200 US. But think about a person who cannot run this wheelchair by hand, cannot do it by voice. Only thing he or she has the brain signal, electroencephalogram based signal wheelchair. And I work with text to braille scanner for the blind people. My first teacher was my maternal grandmother. Think about a blind mother and blind child. What will happen to their education? So now I'm doing it in Bangla, so in my mother language. And also I work with different dumb community, but the literature is in English, so I have started doing it Bangla sign. My students have developed this Bengali sign language database. I have a dream. I want to create a interface where such students will come and order a book in the library and order a food in the canteen. Because I never forget that I am from a nation that has sacrificed their life for the mother tongue in the 1952 21st February. That has been celebrated all over the world as International Mother Language Day. And I also never forget the elderly citizen who live far from us, like my parents. So falling down in the washroom is a common phenomenon. So this is the smart hat that will provide assistance to them. And we are in a country where there are less number of nurses compared to the number of patients. So this is an automatic injection device that finds the vein and changes the needle angle properly. And this is outreach. IEEE Humanitarian Activity and Power and Energy Society can help you to build those lights and deploy it to the rural community. We need to empower women from the childhood by teaching them how to build a solar panel, to deploy in the community clinic. And this is IEEE Smart Village. You can be part of it to empower your village. This is the first row, second column, a village in Ladakh that was out of power years after years. IEEE Smart Village has done it. This is a proud project of Bangladesh because our roads are narrow. This is a solar powered ambulance. And we have 3 sides India and 1 side Bay of Bengal, but our fishermen is suffering while they're in the sea. So solar powered boat can help you. And any of the fishing areas, any of the seashore area can deploy it. And we can really deploy their women with solar powered tuk-tuk so that they can sell those fishes for women empowerment. This is Power and Energy Society Humanitarian Activity Project Design Competition, where I'm serving as education chair. I really inspire you to join this year's event. I inspire you to join big conferences like Industrial Application Society annual general meeting to present your work. This is a robotic contest in IS. My student was first prize, second prize, first year, and then first prize winner. And that secured his PhD admission in Texas A&M University, College Station. And this is my student who was Industrial Application Society Humanitarian Project Contest. These are the information you can share with your women in engineering and young professional group. And it was the first prize winner. Now he finished his master's from Canada, doing work in Hawaii. I will very fast. IEEE Humanitarian Activity can provide fund. You can apply. And Women to Women Empowerment Challenge. This is very important. You can give a competition to the women to find the problem in their local community from where they're coming and provide technological solution. And this is Region 10, Asia Pacific Humanitarian Technology Conference, Region 10, third last date's flagship conference. I was the general co-chair, 700 people we have handled. And then HTC, again, I have designed a Women in Engineering track. And also I collaborate with IEEE Society to share the best practices of women from Australia, Africa, America. And also I also collaborate with IEEE GHTC, just for your information, because it is close to you, San Jose. We designed a Women in Engineering to know the best practices of women in Region 6, Region 5, and Region 7 to bring back those. It is also important to know IEEE Women Week on EC, Women in Engineering Conference in the area of electrical and computer engineering. I was a founder. And you know where? Dhaka, Bangladesh. Everybody said nobody will come. I told we will work together. And 90 foreign delegates come. In the next year, we started collaborating between Bangladesh and Indian section, Bangladesh, Thailand sections. If you want to collaborate with me, I will be very happy together. This year, it will be between Bangladesh and Madhya Pradesh section, which is the newest section of Region 10. So please be part of these initiatives and be connected with thousands of speakers and entrepreneurs and students, reviewers, session chairs, industry expert to focus your technical contribution. This is IEEE International Leadership Summit. Only 10 sections in the whole world get this opportunity. We got it in 2018, 300 participants, 55 speakers from 13 different countries. We didn't talk about leadership only. We talked about nuclear power energy equation because our country is investing money there. We wanted to train our women to see the market, to take up the market. This is IEEE PS Women in Power Congress in Region 10 for the first time as general chair. And this is Women in Engineering Tech Summit. This is Women in Power track in IEEE 10 SIM, which is the second largest flagship conference, and Region 10's first fully virtual flagship conference. It's a great honor. When everything was closed, I really inspired my volunteer that show must go on. I served as the humble general chair. And this is IEEE PS Women in Power Summit, which is in parallel to Week on AC, where we have trained our students that how to transform your project into product. These are initiatives with WePower is a World Bank project. We did STEM education, professional development, recruitment, retention. And under it, we did in Women in Power, we did many conferences in the Region 10 and Region 10 in leading in membership of Women in Power in the Power and Energy Society. We have introduced PS Women in Power session in Sri Lanka WI Summit. That's a good news for it. And almost all WI Summit in the India. This is a first type of Women in Power track in a leadership summit. And the most important in the section Congress where all leaders of IEEE comes in that sections Congress in 2017, IEEE PS Women in Power On behalf of IEEE PS Women in Power, the first technical track was proposed, and that time PS Women in Power chair was Sainab. It's a great honor. This is International COVID-19 Congress. We did it for the first time in the world. And last year we did International Women in Engineering COVID-19 Congress. I was amazed to see that how our root level women are working for research, innovation, and work-life balance. This is some of my awards. WA Professional Volunteer Awards from Region 10. This is the highest honor. WA Inspiring Member Award from Global WA. That is also highest honor. MGA Leadership Award from 130 countries, 160 countries, 330 sections among all male and female. Region 10 Humanitarian Activities Outstanding Volunteer Award, and IEEE MG Achievement Award in 2021. 2021 has been amazing, and in 2021 there are 160 countries, 342 sections. So who is next? It is you. Only thing is that you do not need to start from the scratch the way I started. You do not need to face the challenges the way I faced it. Only thing is that I am there to support you, to endorse you, to train you, so that you reach there in a faster rate. This is Women in Engineering WA section, Bangladesh, that became the best in Region 10 and best in whole world. And this is in the right side, WA student branch at BUET, that for which I'm the faculty advisor, that also became best one in Region 10 and best in the whole world. Then who is next? It is Miami WA section. It is possible. If I can do it along with my young members, if I can clone many future leaders, you can also do it. Only thing is, you will do better than me because I am there to support you. So I can change the world. I'm engineer. So this is very, very important slogan of WA. Only thing is that a person should not be judged by the country, ethnicity, or anything. Please read the IEEE principle or statement of diversity and inclusion. If you are meritorious, if you have accomplishment, if you have passion, you should be judged on that. So no matter where you are, if you are the furthest part of Sri Lanka, furthest part of India, like Ladakh and Kanyakumari, and farthest part of Bangladesh, like Sandeep, no matter if you are Aborigine, just keep believing that if I can do it, you can do it, and you will do better than me. But we have to support each other fiercely. If we divide among us, we will be broken into pieces. Let me tell about me. My mother is my pillar. She's a PhD. She was a principal in the largest women college in Bangladesh. And my father was an expert in public relations. And my husband, he was also past chair of IEEE Bangladesh section. He served in many global committees of IEEE. He's a silent scientist and passionate volunteer. I became a mother after 14 years of my marriage. I have a son who is in 3rd grade. This is my family. So I have a very supportive family. I'm proud of them. They are my pillars. And we need pillars like them. Our father, our in-laws, and I have very supportive in-laws. So we understand each other better. That's a very important part of a women's journey. And I'm proud of my students. Because of them, I'm breathing. While I'm seeing them, I feel strength. I fiercely support them to reach them to Cornell University, to reach them to Purdue, to reach them to Princeton University, because I didn't get that opportunity to go there. So thank you for providing me an opportunity so that I can share my soul thing. All the project I have shown, if you Google if you go to my Google Scholar citation, you will get the full paper. And if you want to collaborate, please reach out to me. I'll be always there to support Miami WA section and Miami Young Professional. Collaboration is an important part of the strength. Thank you for your patient hearing. Take care and stay blessed. I wish all the best for this Miami WA section and Miami Young Professionals. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Shahnaz. It was very motivating discussion. Like I'm very excited, and after knowing your journey. So we will start our panel discussion now. So if you see in our chat box, so there is a chat box. You can drop your question. So I have a question to both of you. That what were the biggest obstacles you had to overcome throughout your career and as a woman? And I want to know from both of the perspective, both of the country perspective as well.
Celia, you want to go first?
No, Jivika, it's your turn.
Okay, thank you.
And I want to express my sincere gratitude that I could listen to you. I was really amazed by listening to you, and I
You
could
know,
relate.
Thank you. I'm amazed by all the things you're doing. You know, you're a superwoman. I would say I should follow you soon because I mean, you're an example. I mean, I'm so thankful that you are the chair, you know, for IEEE this time. And I'm sure a lot of girls will be empowered by your leadership. So I'm really looking forward to working with you. If you need anything, we can that you need. And if you come to San Jose, please do let me know. We should connect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, I regularly come. Only I didn't come in last 2 years because of the
Okay.
COVID.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
So regarding the question about the
My
obstacles,
my family members live in San Jose,
oh,
Cupertino.
okay, good. Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. So regarding the obstacles, of course, I mean, we face multiple obstacles. It's a known thing, you know. Mainly, so I would just tell you about some professional things like when we go into meetings, sometimes like I am the only woman in the meeting room full of men. And sometimes when I ask questions, they don't hear me. You know, that's how it was. So I had to repeat this was in the beginning, you know, I had to repeat myself or to overcome that, what I did was I started sitting in the front, you know, like obvious place where anyone could see. And if in the beginning, if I was not very sure about the question I wanted to ask, whether they would think that I'm dumb or I'm asking a stupid question, I would discuss this with others before, see if it was something useful. And if they say yes, then I would be comfortable to ask. But now I don't really do that anymore because I have seen a lot of men asking stupid questions, and they would say before, like even the VPs, they would say, oh, can I ask you a dumb question? Can I ask a stupid question? And people don't think or judge them, you know. So like that, I overcame the difficulties I had in asking questions. And now every time I go to a meeting, I at least ask 2 questions. That's my motto, you know. So even for you, that's the way to overcome, and no one would judge you about it. So that's one of the things that I would encourage all of you to do. And I would let Celia discuss something else as well. Just because of the timing that we have, I don't want to drag it more. Yeah. It's up to you, Celia.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jyotika. Actually, you know, what I believe that struggle will be always there. When I returned to Department of AAA BUET, one of my senior professors said that I'm the first woman from BUET who returned home after doing PhD to serve the country in its 60 years of history. And then when I became professor after 5 years in 2015, again, that senior professor said, I'm the first female professor in the history of 65 years in the Department of, and I became chair of IEEE Bangladesh section in its 25 years. And I became the first female senior member of IEEE in Bangladesh section. So actually people around us are not bad. Only thing is they didn't see more examples. That's why they behave something very different, which we cannot perceive. So we have to inspire more women so that more examples are coming to them and their perception are changing. So the perception will not change in a day. An argument will not bring the change in perception. Only achievement will bring our empowerment. And what are the obstacles I faced? You really don't know what I faced, because our promotion criteria is same for men and women. But when I work in the evening in my lab, my male professor used to ask 12 years back, what are you doing here? So I was humbly giving this, telling them the same question, that what are you doing here? They're telling that they're taking printouts of research papers. Then I told, I'm also doing the same thing, because our promotion criteria is same. So respond to them very logically. And when I started working from section, and they were ready to see my husband as a section chair, but they were not. I had to work 3 times harder than my husband to prove that I can do something. So this perception we have to overcome by our persistent hard work and never be impatient. And when I started working in Region 10 and globally, first thing they think, she's Bangladesh, she's from Bangladesh, what she can do? I have faced it in every single day. So I never quarreled with anyone. I just worked hard and kept documented accomplishment in the website, because I'm a believer that actions will be spoken. But it is a tough journey. It's not, it's very, sometimes, your award will be delayed, your positions will be delayed, but nobody can delay your spirit. Nobody can delay your merit. Nobody cannot delay your passion. It's really very hard, but I just did it, and I believe that I will continue doing it. That will bring change. Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope I could answer a little bit, right?
Yes, yes. So, talking about this achievement, so how do you embrace failure in your life as well?
Okay. I mean, failure, I love failures, because if I look at my previous years, I mean, because of failures, I am here today, because of all the things that I went through, the learning criterias afterwards. It made me stronger. I think Celia would say the same thing, because anytime I get something, if a failure happens, I approach it as a challenge now, and it makes me think in a different way, and I don't look at it as a failure itself. I look at it as a challenge, and it's easy to overcome any failures if you look at it as a challenge, and you would be a better person afterwards. I'll let Celia.
Exactly. I echo with you. Nobody likes failure, but as I'm rephrasing Jivika, nobody wants to be failed. But if failure comes, that's growth. A person who are living in a comfort zone, he or she will not be grown. If we fail, if we learn from the mistake, we will be more better person, better prepared. It happened in every single day in my life. I really don't want to say that how many times I was knocked down by my male colleagues. I never say that story. I always tell how I overcome those challenges. That means everything is possible. Impossible is a word, please, young women, just remove it from your dictionary and always tell others the positive vibes. This is where, and my students sometimes they don't want to submit in IEEE transaction, because staying in Bangladesh, we got a lot of rejection, and this is realistic. But I told them, let us submit in the transaction and get the reviewers so that our manuscript get improved. So this is one example, because you are students. Thank you very much.
have added a question of this, question that Namrata asked. Like right now, the young generation, I saw so many women or girls who are very talented, but if they face one or two problems, they somehow give up or they somehow lose the passion to work on. So they really try to see some role model or they need some inspiration to go through their life. So for those women or for those young generation people, what is your suggestion so that they can really keep consistent doing their work and be motivated all the time?
Should I go first? Okay. Yeah, so I would first say never give up, because I mean, like what happened to me when I was doing my master's thesis, I was doing a lot of simulations and I was doing a lot of research work and it was not going anywhere. So if I had given up, I would have even quit my master's program, left. But what I did was I left everything. I stopped looking at it. I went to the gym that day and I was walking and I was coming. I said, let me think from the basics, like without forget about everything that I did. And you would see when your mind is calm, you're relaxed. Ideas come to you in a way that you never imagined. So never give up. If you're struggling with something, just leave it for 2 days. Do something else. Go gardening. Do some walking, or meet with friends, and you would see how ideas would come to you. So never give up. Always there's a reason why things happen in life. And you would not understand at that time, but you would after a few years, so just approach it in a different way. Thank you.
I'm really supportive of what Javika said. Giving up means some obstacles came to you naturally, or somebody has put effort so that obstacle come to you, right? So if you give up, then what will happen? You are making that person winner, but I cannot let that happen. Very simple. I cannot make others winner who are putting effort to make me fail. So we have to always remain consistent, confident, believe in yourself, and continue hard work. That is the only story I have. Hard work, hard work, hard work. In my childhood, my mother used to do homework, homework, homework. I replaced that word with a similar word, hard work, and hard work. No other option. Then you will be the winner and you will be leading the smart world today or tomorrow, but be patient. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Celia and Dr. Jita. I have one more thing added to the conversation. Like, although we are achieving so many things, we are publishing papers, doing great things, getting awards and other things, still there is a imposter syndrome that really affects us so many ways that sometimes we, even though we want to believe in ourselves, sometimes it makes some kind of impression that maybe I don't deserve it. Maybe there's something it just happened by luck. It's not my my creation or not my creativity was there. So to overcome this imposter syndrome, do you have any a special suggestion or guidelines for the young generation like me, like how we can overcome this kind of thing?
Yeah, very, very easy. Look at your immediate bosses. Okay, how much do they know about the work that you're doing or around you? What do? They ask, like before meetings or something, they would have a meeting with you and ask for you to give a brief summary. They educated themselves with few things and then they go and talk about it as if they are the masters of it, So that's how I overcame I realized like most of the VPs, and they don't know most of the things that we are doing, but they know how to express. They are very good at presenting. That's what really made me think, oh, I don't need to know everything. I just have to know what is important. So by doing that, you can actually eliminate the imposter syndrome. Many successful people, they don't know everything. They know what is important, and you can easily get that information by thanks to Google as well. You can be the expert in anything right now. So just believe that you don't need to know everything, but the important things, and be prepared to answer any question in whatever you are saying. That's all what you need to do. Just prepare the basics and what is important, and you will overcome the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, thank you very much. I really do some stress management because, this is very, very important. And sometimes, I'm an amateur Tagore singer. Tagore is, he was Nobel laureate. So sometimes I do something because I'm in a stressful meeting from the morning, and sometimes the good results or favorable outcomes are not coming. This frustration is happening. Many meeting decisions, you may feel that you don't deserve it. So in some committee, some people with less expertise than you were given, then that will feel you more frustrated. But show must go on. So that's why sometimes it is really important to go back to your hearts, to go back to your hobbies. I usually go back to my hobbies, like singing songs, writing. I writing something, some not technical article. Always I write technical articles because I used to write poems from my childhood. And sometimes I see some old photos, see my parents, my grandparents, my families. I try to bring that strength, generation strength in me. And then I think that, no matter what, I will overcome it. So there was a song, "We Shall Overcome," right? One day. So I always keep singing in me. We shall overcome one day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jivika and Dr. Celia. Namrata, do you have any more questions? I guess we are already past the time. In the chat box, someone asked, like, could you share some provoking events like ideas to promote WE? So I guess this question goes to Dr. Celia.
Yes, actually, I have inspired Bangladesh WE to uh, to uh, to mm, to design projects that they have seen in their local community, that many people are telling that design a smart garbage bin in the road. I told them, start from your home. Design a smart garbage bin for your mom. So these are the things, what you see around you, what are your problems around you, and tell your female students to design project like that, that will create an impact in the community. She can see the change in their life, because our schools, we don't have the sanitary napkins. In some of the DSP, because I teach digital signal processing, in some of the DSP project, I have suggested them to design a voice operated sanitary box, so that in the schools or colleges, when they will be facing such problem, use their voice, it will be registered before, and they can have their sanitary package with a cheap price. So these are the provocative things you can throw, you can engage to your women in engineering member, that will feel that they are contributing to their schools, their colleges, their classrooms, voice operated attendance set. So give them a confidence that whatever IEEE activity they are doing, this is adding value to their life. They're learning they're improving, they are becoming technical expert. I think that was one of the provocative Women in Engineering Humanitarian Project Design competition we did in 2018, and that has created a huge buzz among the Women in Engineering member. This is one example. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Celia. Now I have a question to Dr. Jivika. Like, you have a very diverse background, like starting from Sri Lanka, then Cuba, then so many other places, now ending up in the Silicon Valley. So did you get any cultural shock while during your journey, and how did you overcome those? And I have one more thing to add, like if you have ideas and also your male colleague had the same kind of idea, did you like ever got overshadowed by them? Like somehow your idea didn't get the limelight, but theirs got. So if that situation happened, like how did you overcome those situations?
Yeah. So the first thing about culture shock, yes, my first time when I was in Cuba, of course, it was completely different from Sri Lanka. The food was different, the culture was different, religions, they didn't have a religion. And so everything was really different, but I focused myself to achieve what I went there for. I went there to study. So when I focused that and I set my priorities, it was easy to forget all the rest of the things that were impacting me. So whenever you're faced with something like that, think, why are you there? You're not there to do something other than, like, let's say if you went to, you're in Miami, if you came all the way from Bangladesh, you came to Miami just to do your studies. Forget about everything else that is around you. So focus on the most important thing, and then you will overcome any shock that you would have. And regarding the second question, yes, there were situations where I had to like prove myself, because somebody else was trying to steal my idea, So luckily I had communication that I had done via email to that person, and I was able to show that and say, okay, it was my idea, So things like that happened, but that was the only in one occasion that it happened. But other than that, people are really professional when you go into most of the projects that you do, and especially when they know you, people will not try to steal your ideas or go above you. So just make that thing happen, and also remember to have a thick skin for anything, like be a crocodile sometimes. People can put you down in some cases. So that's...
Thank you so much, Dr. Jivika. Now I have a question for Dr. Celia. I'm really very proud of your accomplishment as a Bangladeshi as well, because you're also a Bangladeshi. So like seeing your accomplishments really encouraged me and so many other people, I would say, not only Bangladeshi people, but also other country people as well. So during your journey, did you face anything like some kind of like a social stigma, like you are in a like Bangladesh, you are doing engineering education, now you are trying to continue your whole career in engineering. So those kind of stigma, how did you overcome? Normally in Bangladesh, what people think, like if you are a girl, you have to be a doctor, if you're a boy, then you have to be an engineer. Those kind of stigma, I guess it still is over there. It didn't remove overall. So did you face this kind of a stigma, social stigma, or like how did you overcome those things?
Yeah, we have 30%. We have 30% female in engineering education, but compared to the 16 crore people in Bangladesh, it is less, right? But since I had the opportunity to work with almost all Region 10 countries, 60 sections in Region 10, Region 8, other countries, I have seen even many improved countries like Japan, Taiwan, Singapore, Australia. The number of women involved in engineering education is very high. But since I got the opportunity to compare although they are technically very advanced. But that gave me a confidence. But compared to the 16 crore people, 30% in engineering education is very less. We have a long way to go because we are a country that we are trying to face and embrace the fourth industrial revolution, because we have missed all revolution, first, second, and third revolution. So that's why it is important for us to improve in engineering education. And still this social stigma is there that girls should go medical doctors to be medical doctors. That's why it is important for us to do more outreach to the schools, college, K-12, so that they think, the girls think that they have an interesting thing to do if they go for engineering education. If you think about myself, my parents, my father served in a telegraph and telephone board where majority are engineers. So I got the feelings that maybe engineering is the only profession. So this is a perception. And also my parents were very supportive since I was interested about math and those things. And in my family, there are one distant cousin who were doing who were studying at BUET, and one distance uncle who were studying at BUET. And my father's friend's eldest son was studying in BUET. So among the three people, two people are now the two famous professors in North Carolina, University of North Carolina, and now one in Purdue University. Actually, those were distant role models for me. So actually, that's why I was passionate about math, science project and those things, despite the fact that the country has still the feelings that girls should go for engineering education. So that's why we have to educate our parents first that girls can go for engineering education and take up the career. I think the situation is changing. Previously, without marriage, our girls did not leave Dhaka or Bangladesh for higher study. Now many of my students are going. This is a great example of a paradigm shift. Hopefully we will see a better picture in future. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Celia. Now I have a question to both of you. Do you guys have any fun story or an inspiring story to share that actually become a life-turning experience for you? Like something that's really motivates you. Still, if you remember, you get laughed, or you maybe feel like, yeah, that was really a turning moment for my life. Anything some fun to share?
I can't actually think of one story, but there were several. Most of them are actually written in my book as well. So just to give you one example is when I also mentioned it at the when I did the presentation about it's about doing this being a laugh standing comedian at the as an engineer at the Laugh Boston. That was the very first time I did it, and so it was like a drama. Basically, you can't have any words in your slides. You could show pictures only, and you would have to. It's just like it's a performance basically, so within 15 minutes you had to do something. 10 to 15 minutes, that's the time frame they did, and you had to say everything and make people laugh. So it was something really interesting. And even today, like right now, I'm in Seattle attending the IEEE meeting series, And people who attended that, they still remember me and they come to me and say, oh, Chika, yeah, how are you? You know, that's a connection that I made with people because of something fun that I did. So even when I do presentations now in person, I always add comedy into it, you know, because people would remember it. You can make things even serious things can be presented in a funny way. So people would remember. So whenever you are doing presentations or something, always try to do some jokes or incorporate jokes into anything serious, and you would laugh and you would enjoy, as well as people would remember you. So that's something I would say. Thank you.
It's really interesting. Thank you, Dr. Jika. Dr. Celia, do you have anything fun to share?
Yeah, actually, there are many stories like that that I can remember that I went my husband was writing PhD thesis, and I need to go to USA Knoxville for a paper presentation because my paper was selected as top 10 best paper award. So Knoxville is a university city, very calm and quiet, right? And very scenic. So I went there and some Iranians and many friends, and then they listened to my presentation, and after that they asked a serious question. Do you have baby? So, and then usually I give a very clear and strong response, not an aggressive response, but a very determined response. So that time I was keeping quiet, and one of my supervisors, who is a Chinese, was standing behind me, and he spoke on behalf of me, and he said, let the first baby come out. So I could not understand the phrase. And then he again said, let the first baby come out. That means he meant let her finish the PhD. And that was such a remarkable inspiration, friendship, my voice when I was voiceless, not because that was a very softest part of me, because I wanted to be a mother. I was the only person who was fiercely thinking about finishing the PhD and become a mother. And but at that question I could not respond, but my supervisor talked for me, and I knew the phrase for lifelong. And that is a remarkable moment for me, I think, and very personal and very remarkable. And whenever some situation arises for my female students, I repeat the same story. And that means the gene of my supervisors inherited in me, and it continues. I think this is an important phenomenon for me in my life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Celia. From audience, I have Jamuna. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you can ask the question now. Thank you.
Yeah, first of all, a warm greetings to the speakers and the moderators. And now the time is 9:54 p.m. in India, and I'm from India, but still I can't able to leave the meeting because it's such an inspirational and it is something wonderful. Even though I'm having my bad health, I'm just trying myself to attend this and I can't able to leave this meeting. So thank you for arranging this first of all. So my question is, it is out of IEEE, out of the professional life. Basically, I'm a hodophile. I just like to travel everywhere. I met a lot of people around me, and my question is, what will be your ideas or opinions that you will be given to the women who is out of family support and they are not well in education and they are not fulfilled with their own needs? So what are the things that you will be suggested to the women in that community? I hope I clear with my question.
Can I go first?
Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
maybe you have missed that my grandparents, my maternal grandparent was a lawyer in Kolkata 60 years back. And from a very privileged family in terms of education. But I dared to return back. My husband was in Princeton University for postdoc, and I was in Concord University, Canada. Among my group of friends, I was the very few who dared to return home to serve the country. And constantly I am seeing that I live in a country, there are a lot of underprivileged women who is suffering. So apart from I'm a university professor, my first job is doing research, right? And I love IEEE, I do IEEE activity. Apart from these, I really dedicate much time to mentor and reach out to such women, arrange sponsorship for them so that even at staying home, they can do something, they can continue their education, they can earn their livelihood, they become self-independent. So it depends how you want to dedicate your time. You can dedicate your time, talent, and treasure for such people. I know it is very difficult, but if you have contacts, you can connect them to so that they can progress. And since I also work with disabled people, I work on developing education material for the autistic children. I work for women who are suffering from security problem. I work for disabled people who cannot see, blind, to ensure their education, accessibility, and entertainment. So since you cannot just leave your education and leave your IEEE from you, because it is internal part of myself. So whenever you see such person, at least I see such person, I exploit positively the potential and the opportunities I have to be the professor of the highest ranked engineering in the country. And as I'm an IEEE volunteer, I exploit positively all opportunities to help you. You cannot just negate them, and you use your connection to bring opportunities to them. Jamuna, hope I could answer you.
Yeah, ma'am, definitely you give such a wonderful answer to me. And yeah, I have an additional question. Like most of the people in India, mainly women, they might be housewives. So they can't able to express their talents to the society directly or indirectly because of not supporting family. So how they can able to provide or dedicate their talents to the society? So what are the things that they can able to do, and what can they able to proceed in their future?
Jivika, would you answer?
Yeah, so I can answer together with the previous question that you had, Jimena, too. So, I mean, looking at all the women and also men who are educated as well as not educated, every one of us, we have something that we are good at. You don't have to get those things just through education or a formal education. I mean, how many times in your life, like you have had a really good advice from a grandmother or an aunt or an uncle who is not educated, and the values that they have taught you have probably shaped you into who you are today. So you don't have to actually be an educated person to make a difference or empower somebody. So what I would say is to a person who is not educated or who is not comfortable in like associating with others or empowering others, I would say, like, think about the values you have that you have gained from an informal education, and start empowering others from those. Like, just to give you an example, when I was a young engineer, I was very reluctant. I was very shy to speak in public. I had to prepare for a long time to be able to speak and overcome that situation. And lately what I did was I started first presenting and teaching, talking to kindergartners when my kids were in kindergarten and elementary school. And with that, I started to be more confident in public speaking. So if you're shy to speak in public, start doing something like that. And always, if there's something that you want to achieve without a formal education, you can do that thanks to Google. Right now there are a lot, and also a lot of education opportunities are available for free, and you can do that. Just put your passion into that and learn from whatever the means that you have, and the possibilities are endless. So that would be the advice I would give to anybody who wants to make their lives better. All right, Jamana, anything else? Did I answer your question, or?
Yeah, ma'am, you did. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for your answer. And thanks to Ms. Celia Shahnaaz, ma'am, for answering my question. Thank you to both of the speakers and moderators.
Thank you. Just if you have anything, just offer to them, because we are really busy with our education, our family, our marriage, our children, our career. So we have to really dedicate some time to utilize our contacts to reach benefits to those underprivileged. That's why IEEE's tagline is technology for the benefit of humanity. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Celia and Dr. Jivika. It was really a nice conversation. We already passed our normally 1 hour like panel discussion time schedule because it was like so happening. I couldn't stop it. I guess most of the audience is also enjoying the whole discussion. Still, we have a lots of questions, but due to time constraint, I think we have to like end our session over here. So before ending the session, do both of you do you have any short kind of like slogan or maybe inspiring words to dedicate it for the audience, like how they can keep motivated themselves and keep continuing their education, try to prove themselves and be persistent all the time? Do you have any like something takeaways for the audience?
Celia, you want to go first?
You can go.
Okay, all right. So I think when you're struggling or something with your engineering journey, just think that engineering means having the passion or having the technical knowledge to make a difference in this life. We, the women, we like making differences, So if you are struggling and if you're spending too much time on something, think about the end result. And when you're thinking about all the differences you're making towards the end, you would see everything will overcome, all your obstacles will overcome, and it's like somebody is lifting you up. So think all the positive things that could happen from that work, and empower yourself to get it done. Always be passionate in whatever you do, and you will see things will fall in place. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have only one word: keep going. That's it. Never stop. And remove the word no from your dictionary. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Celia and Dr. Jivika. It was really, really nice conversation. I can't I can't express my feeling because it's I don't know. I can't find the words how to express my feelings right now because both of you guys are like doing so many great things. You guys are like a role model for us. We should follow your footsteps. That's what I want to say to the whole audience as well. And I have already shared Dr. Jivika's book in the chat box. If anyone don't have the access, please let me know. I guess some people told me that they have the access. So if from the audience they didn't get the access for the ebook, we will share to all the audience regarding the ebook. And the final takeaway is like, if anyone is from in Miami section, if they want to be a volunteer, please communicate with any one of our officers. Do not hesitate. Volunteering is the best part to actually improving your networks, knowing so many people, getting know the role models like Dr. Jiuk and Dr. Celia Shahnaz, so that you can keep motivated yourself. So that's the best part to be a volunteer for IEEE. And that's how I'm going to finish our session today. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, our respected speakers and our audience. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Nazneen, do you want to take a group photo for your reporting or for your publicity of the WA group?
That's a great suggestion, actually. Hasanta, can you take the group
Because
picture?
majority of the times of my whole life, I was running and roaming, organizing, forgot my photos. But when I'm going to the V-Tool for reporting, there is no photo. So I learned from the lessons.
I
Actually,
think,
I
Celia,
already
we have a
forgot.
photo bomber behind you.
All the attendees,
Yeah.
if you are comfortable, please turn on the camera. Yeah, let's take the picture with him.
Hello, Hashanta. I
Hello,
like.
Dr. Celia, Dr. Jivika.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining. This was really, really inspirational.
Yes, thank you
Let me
very
take the
much. I
picture
will
first.
invite you to Bangladesh section events.
Of
Please
course,
join, and we
sure.
can do collaborative events.
Yes, of course. This was very, I mean, I can't, I don't have words to express my thank to you guys. I mean, it was really inspirational and motivational, and it made my day. Thank you so much for arranging, and thank you so much for giving this
I
time.
want to say one last word, you have to do better than both of us because you have come to the world later. You got more opportunities than us. So the final bottom line is that you have to be better than us. Very simple.
Very true. Yeah.
And if you need any help, just let us know.
Thank you so much. We will try our best. Let me take the picture now.
Yeah, Hasanta, go ahead and take the picture. Sorry, I cannot turn on my video.
It's okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3, say cheese. Yes, done.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
Bye, everyone.
Take
Thank
care.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Radhika. It was nice meeting you.
Me too.
And
Thank you,
everyone.
Celia. Yeah.
Same
We'll
here,
connect.
same
Yeah.
here.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.